Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. So I have previously done a video on this A350 and it seemed to go down quite well. So I decided I would run it again for the purpose of the beta update which has been published. So this update takes us to version 1.6.8. There's a couple of things in here which I was really hoping we'd finally get. Tolis has been working hard with Flight Factor to get them finished. And I'm really glad they came on board because it seemed to actually pay off, at least from what I've seen. We're going to do a full test though. So the full changelog is added SID star support, added wind and other pages to MCDU, added alternative flight plan, full new cockpit textures, input improvements, thrustmaster support it says, fixed ground service objects drawing in X-Plane 11.5. So this is 11.5. New spill lights, not sure what they are. Added particles, again, not sure what particles have added. Fixed fuel consumption, added 8.33 Hz radio. Full Vulcan support, always good news. Fixed flap level issue. Fixed the fuel temperature, added pause on top of descent. Changed the empty weight in the OIS. Fixed the flight time clock behavior. So, I have got a flight ready. We are going to go today from Hamburg, a place which, to be honest, doesn't usually have 350s parked here, but we do today. We're going to be flying to the home of Lufthansa's A350s, which is Munich. So, I have been going through, just preparing things. If I take you to the flight plan, you can see here we've got our flight plan in. What I have not done though is set up our departure. So I did a full video about this before, which is why I'm not doing a completely full video, and I've picked a nice short route. I just want to test the things that they've added, basically. So the iOS should, yes, it is aligned, perfect. So now what do we need to do? We need to do departure. So we are departing from, I don't remember. Where are we departing from? Oh no. Completely forgot. Let me double check and I'll put that in. Okay, so we will be departing runway 15. The SID for today is, I just double check, it was Alma something. It'll be that one, AMLU. AMLU 95D. No transition. Okay. Temporary flight plan. Insert. That's good so far. Seems to be a constraint. Yeah, that makes sense that there's a constraint there. Here, is there a constraint? No. It's got a star, so I'm assuming there is a constraint there. Oh, there is. So we have a, okay, so we just have a speed constraint apparently. Okay, that's fine. Now, arrival, so destination. Yeah, here it is. We are arriving runway 8 right. Approach will be Exus 4 Alpha. Oh, no, sorry. I want the approach to be an ILS, yeah. Via, not sure, star, Exus 4 Alpha. Do we have a via? We do not, so we leave that as none, transition, none, temporary flight plan, and insert. Okay, so if we now scroll down, in fact, let me pop this guy out, switch him to plan, there we go. Let's scroll through, this should work. If I don't go the wrong way. Okay. That looks fine. Good news. So, it's accepted the SIDs and stars. That's always a nice bonus. So if I go back here to initialization, we've got our cruise flight level in there. Nav aids, we don't need to add any, that's fine. Fuel and load. I was expecting that it could actually pull it over from the other, but it doesn't seem to be able to, which is interesting. So if we go here, passengers, we've got full passengers, so on 274, cost index is correct, yeah. 0 fuel weight. 174.5. Is there? Okay, so we have something in here. That's our gross weight. No, okay. Yeah, so we don't have a 0 fuel weight number anywhere, apart from here, which is in slightly awkward numbers. So, 17, oops. Apologies there, I thought it was keyboard focused. Now it's keyboard focused. 174.5. 0 fuel weight CG. Now, where is our 0 fuel weight CG? This is something that I have not yet found anywhere. The charts. So, if we go into here, fly-by-wire system, blah 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 blah. No, it's not in there. Okay, so I think I had this problem before, that it basically wouldn't work anything out for me. So, CG, we genuinely have no clue what that is. That could cause us a bit of an issue. Right, block fuel. Block fuel is 14.4. No. 014.4. There we go. Right, so he's now worked out trip, taxi, all of that kind of stuff. Route reserve. I have the route reserve number. It is 2445. There we go. So we have everything on here. 0 fuel weight. Well, let's just go with a number that could be right. Honestly, I have no clue. They haven't given me enough information, really, have they? Takeoff performance. So, if we go into here, the runway slope here is 0. We are heavy, so I'm going to go with flaps 2. And we can see, so we've got our gross weight CG. Interesting. So V1, it'd be nice if these would copy over. 137. VR, 137, and then 140. Flex temp is 57. Flaps 2, trim for 26.1. 26.1. Transition here is 5,000, that is correct. Thrust reduction, yep. Climb. We're not doing derated climbs or anything like that. We won't put the approach stuff in until later. Let's go around. I was going to say, is that something else? Right, so that's now the performance type stuff put in. Slightly weird the way you do it. There we go. So that is now complete. Apart from the fact, am I missing something here? Performance is done. Fuel and load is done. Wind page. We have our climb winds, I think. It should be in here. I'll be honest, I don't really know what we're supposed to do. Oh, okay. That's interesting that it's pulled them in. I'm quite impressed. Okay, so we've done everything, I believe. I don't see anything else. Ah, okay, now we've got this stuff in. Okay, so that means there should be a click spot somewhere around here. There we go. Set this guy to 27 and give him a push. So that's that done. Let's move on. Oh no, we've done everything now. So before pushbacks start, before pushback clearance, fuel quantity, just go down here, select fuel. So this plane is very similar to other Airbus aircraft, which makes things nice. Final load sheet check, 0 fuel weights, yeah, ECAM, center wing, oh for goodness sake. Something weight CG, what CW? CW? So apparently we should have, there it is. Gross weight. I think that should be gross weight CG. Would make more sense. Okay, so now is the time for us to knock off the external power. Which means we come over here to ground service, equipment, and I will remove this. We do not need any more fuel or luggage. We will put our parking brakes on and remove the chocks. And what runway did I say we're going from? I've forgotten already. 15. Okay. So for runway 15, bring up AVS. Runway 15 is down here. So it's going to be good if we push back to tail to the right. So get better pushback up. Of course, being such a large plane, this is going to be an interesting taxi.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay. So next menu. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake should be off. Well, let's follow the menu. Let's turn it off. We won't move, hopefully. And we're just going to skip that. Request tug.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
So that little noise you just heard then is something quite cool that I have set up. That reminds me actually. Plane at gate. Yep, let's get that one done. Doors and hatches. Close all. And do we need to make another cabin announcement? Yes, we should do. Doors to auto. We can do the auto announcement. And we can come here. We can disconnect this guy. Good, good. Okay, so yeah, that noise you just heard, that probably sounded a little bit weird, that is the sound of...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect, set parking brake.
It's set. That is the sound of me with my voice attack. I have got voice attack set up. I'm using that as my own personal co-pilot. It has worked pretty well so far in other planes. I'm hoping it'll work well in this one as well. Now, let's go see what this guy's doing. He appears to be connecting everything, that's good.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay. Release brakes. And you would have heard that click.
Pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so next menu. Engine start, here we go. So hydraulic engine 1 pipes on. Hydraulic engine 2 pipes on. Beacon light on. APU bleed on. Ecam auto mode check, yes. Engine start selector set to start. Engine master 1 on. So, I'm going to watch it spool up. To work out how to get rid of these annoying menus. Oh, there we go. That was it. That was the exact way to do it. I just pressed something randomly and it worked perfectly. So engine 1 is coming to life. We will tell the cabin crew to perform the safety demonstration. So at least one of the things they said they were going to do has worked, which is of course adding in the SIDS and starts. Look at the size of these engines. I've been up close with these planes a few times, but even still, those engines are beasts, aren't they? So, engine 1 is available. Let's put engine 2 on. It's not that long a taxi, so there's no point in doing a single engine taxi, to be honest. Alright, cockpit door unlocks. Now on Boeings, it's up there. On Airbus, it's usually around here. There we go.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Set parking brakes. Hey!
Connecting tow. Stand by.
I have to say, I did actually have a bit of a problem with this when I first started using it. I could not get it to turn the brakes off, and it was driving me insane. And I realised earlier it's because I misspelled brakes and actually put barks. Always a good way to fail, basically. Good old barks. Disconnect and hand signal, yes. So, engine 2 is now available. After start checklist. So, engine start selector, norm. Engine 1 and engine 2 bleeds. On. APU bleed off and the packs both on. So APU bleed
Power
off.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So that was the packs off. Hot air 1 and 2. Now, who is that behind us making noises? There is an airplane somewhere. Someone is taxiing. It's not us. Someone else is making noise. Okay. Anti-ice as required, not an issue here. APU master switch off. APU generator push button. If I can find it. APU generator off. Ground spoilers arm. That should be armed, I hope. Flap lever needs to be set. So, set flaps to 2. See, it's cool, isn't it? Wait for that to fix itself. And then we can see here we need to adjust our trim. We are currently out by the looks of it. So, flaps are set. Okay, I was expecting it to go green on its own. Pitch trim, let's see then. What on earth is that noise? Oh, we haven't got the spoiler brakes armed, we've got the spoiler brakes out. Okay. That's really weird. Why are the spoilers deployed? Okay. they're completely deployed, aren't they? We go back here, they're still out as well. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, we're just going to ignore it for now. Pitch trim apparently is okay now. Ecam status check, yes. So, wireless needs to be on. Then passenger data, so wireless. Okay, kind of awkward way of doing that. There we go. Satcom, landing camera, basically everything up there. Satcom, landing camera, FAR 4. I thought I just put FAR 4. I did. I put FAR 4 on. AFEX and DER. Let's just put everything on. Clean cockpit, so there's no white. So we're good. Cabin alt mode needs to be in auto. Where is that? Auto. So that's both of them in auto. So that's the after start checklist done. Taxi. Put the taxi lights on. Yep, I did. Why did you not turn? So certain things aren't turning green? Ah, okay, so that's why. It's actually 2 clicks. Runway turn off lights on. Parking brake off. Release brakes. Sometimes it doesn't get my pronunciation correctly. Release brakes. Alright, we'll do it ourselves. Thrust levers as required. Auto brakes to RTO. Right. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. For some reason. For some rather bizarre reason. We were in... reverse thrust. I'm honestly not quite sure what that was about then. So now we should see them deployed. Yeah, okay. I'll pull them all the way back up. Just keep clicking. Should now be down, but they are armed. Right, that looks correct. So, do a quick stamp on the brakes. We'll give it a little bit more thrust, I think. No, 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 no. He's going into reverse again. There's something going on here. Reverser is on the same axis, yes. No, reverser is not on the same axis, that's why. So now he should behave himself. Seats for takeoff. There we go. So, let's get ABS up again, which is going to be the best way to do this. Going to have to go down here, so I guess we take first or second turning, whichever one is easier. I'm not sure which one will be easier. What else have we got on the checklist? So, thrust levers, auto brake to RTO. Oh, this is really fiddly. If you click anywhere in there accidentally, it gets really annoyed. Right, where is my auto brake? Right, we'll find it when we get over to the... when we get over there, I think. That'll be the best way to do it. Now this is a very, very long bird. So we are going to have to be quite careful making these corners. Oh, did I just cut him up? Yeah, I think I did. Whoops. I didn't see him. Not my fault. Whoops. So a new version of ALIS has come out. I am going to be getting that. I have the first version already, so it's not going to be a particularly big issue to get another version. Oh wow, we're up at 31. And we're pretty heavy. We're full passenger today, so I'm not quite sure why we are so quick. We can see here, the spoilers are armed. We've got our takeoff checklist, and yeah, everything looks good. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to idle. Because we are flying down here for some reason, I don't know why. We will use full runway, so we'll basically just go to the end. We're still building up speed. Is this right? Is this correct? Oh, and I can see the brake temperature on the one side is getting quite hot. That's because yeah, that's because I've got this plug-in, and yeah, okay, so the plug-in is conflicting a bit here by the looks of it. Might mean that I have to change that. So yeah, heads up warning for anyone. If you are using X brake, what's it called? X toe brake to yaw, you're going to get very hot in here. You might be better off selecting a yaw axis instead. Because I've got my foot on the rudder, but it's recognizing it as a brake. I wonder if... See, we're now getting a brakes hot warning. Very interesting. Right. Not good, really. Yeah, the brakes are scorching, and now the other ones are warming up as well. Right, now that we're on the runway, we know what we need to do. So what we're going to do, put the parking brakes on, get this guy cooled down, I think. I will go and set a yaw control, I think. That'll be best. Stick twist is already a yaw, apparently. Is it? Yes, it is. And that shouldn't have an effect on brakes. Right, we'll put the brake fan on just for now. Let's find this auto brake. Where on earth is it? I know standard aircraft is here. Ah. Oh wow, that brake fan is quick. Auto brake armed. Now how do I see what level of auto brake we've got on? That would be interesting. So that's the RTO, okay. Right, that's very different. Right, before takeoff. ND Rangers acquired, yes. EFIS, strobe light switch needs to be on. Okay, table stowed, TCAS mode, TARA. I didn't do anything for that, so did it do it on its own? No, I put it onto auto earlier, that's completely correct. Right. So the takeoff checklist, chrono start, thrust lever, flex and toga, blah 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 blah. Oh. So it's the usual kind of stuff. Okay. No, it's because I left the door open. Because the kids weren't here. So, as the brakes are cooled down, we can get going again. And this time I'll try it with the yaw. See if that seems to be changing the temperature. Not so much. So a little bit of thrust, please. I don't know why they keep calling. It's quite annoying, to be honest. Oops. Should be on the takeoff checklist. If I go here and go to... should be one for conditions. That one. We'll just check what temperature. Oh, so it's 18. It's 5 in the cargo bay. Ah, should be fine. Okay. Set parking brake. Right, now I can put this back on. Good. Right, and so the cabin condition is good. Go to the wheels again. Temperatures did not increase using that. Okay. Right, where is the TO config test? It's here. Surprised it hasn't asked me to push that already, to be honest. Right. Chrono start. Takeoff thrust. Well, we haven't put it on yet. V1 monitor, landing gear up. Autopilot as required. PAX push button on. Nobody told me to turn the PAX off. I'm leaving the PAX on. Right, let's get going. So spool to 50. Brakes are off. There we go, that's flex. Struggling to keep him on the centre line. 100 knots. V1.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Gear up. There we go, that's better. Okay, so the gear up worked, yep. Let's tick through these. Packs are on. Flaps to 0, we haven't done that yet, that's true. So, I'm asking for lever climb. Come on, there we go. Right. So, just going to get that speed up, and in a moment what I'm going to do is I'm going to put autopilot on. We're going to see how well he does with the SIDS and stars. Flaps up, flaps up. Okay. And now I will engage autopilot. Okay. So, runway turn off lights, we need to turn them off. And ground spoilers. That's them disarmed. Okay. I just disarmed them. Now this is a little bit awkward. How are we meant to see this? There's no way to pull that out, is there? Let's do the climb. Tell these guys to stop asking questions. I don't know why they're asking me things. And here we go back to statistics. So here we go. We should standardize now. I like it when I have to do it on every single one. I think it's quite a nice feature. Doing it on one and it does it on all of them is a bit unrealistic. So, oh, we've got passengers. Woohoo! Look at this, they've put passengers in. Unfortunately, I haven't put enough of them in because, you know, I have actually filled the plane, yet we somehow don't have all the seats full. But still pretty good. And as we reach 10,000, we will of course turn off the flaps. The flaps? We won't turn off the flaps. I think I'm going to set this as a view. So this is going to be Control 3. After takeoff. Anti-ice is required, yeah, okay. And climb, Barrow ref standard, cruise flight level set, that's already done. Anti-ice as required. Seatbelts is required, ecam memo review, nav aids. Okay, that's everything. And 10,000 feet, so... Oh, we were never asked to put the landing lights on. Interesting. But we'll now turn the seatbelts off. Okay. And cruise. Altimeter cruise on FMS, yep. Ecam image check, ecam system pages review, we will check those as we go through. Okay. It seems to be, this is the end of the SID now. So, it seems to be going perfectly well, no major issues. He's climbing pretty well. And we're just going to have a quick check of FMS. FMS? No, well, FPS. 32... Okay. 30 to 40. So 30 to 40 is less than I get in toeless, but it's not bad. I mean, comparing it to the A320, the Flight Factor A350, it's much more better. Okay. We've got the weather on. This isn't a particularly long route, and you can see here we should be reaching top of climb before Larrick, because it's something there. So, time to to Munich is 15:19, which will be, I'm assuming there's a clock in here somewhere. Ah, there. 50 minutes. Okay, and time to top of descent. Top of descent, 14:59. So 32 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to continue this flight then, and see you when we get close to the start of the star. Okay, so welcome back. We are now getting quite close to the start of our star, which is obviously where I want to see how this guy does. Now I'm just going to pause and I'm going to show you something, because the frames have dropped, and if you look, CPU and GPU are actually still pretty low. I don't really know why it's doing that. So if we look, there we go. That was when we were on the ground, around 50 FPS. Got up into the air, we started hovering around 30. Managed to get ourselves, there's a bad bit apparently. We dropped down to 7 for a second. Then we were around 40, and now we're around 26. I don't know what's going on there. A few people told me that they were getting better frames than they were with TOTUS 319. I am not. I don't understand why, to be honest, because if you look, CPU time, GPU time, they haven't changed by that much, and I don't really have anything else going on in the background. Nothing massive. I can see OBS is using 0.85, voice attack is using 1, I've got Twitch on in the background, so I'm watching something at the same time. That's only using 5, and ASXP is using 2. So X-Plane has essentially got everything to itself. So let's have a quick check in here. Performance, okay. Airbus is using 26. Airbus fly-by-wire, okay. Interesting. And then the 350 is using 12. So we've got, oh, it's jumping about a bit now. We say 27 and 13, that's 40% being used by the 350, and around the same being used by X-Plane. And what's using the most? Of that, drawing, and from here, drawing and flight loop. I don't know what flight loop is, to be honest, but yeah, it's not very good, is it? So that's TOTUS Airbus systems that have been installed. And the 350 is obviously the Flight Factor part. So the TOTUS version is actually using more. It's interesting. SkyMax is using a fair bit, but that's pretty normal. I know I can nudge SkyMax down, but only got 812 remaining. Wow. Yeah. I don't normally have a problem with SkyMax, so I think it's more to do with the plane I'm flying, that SkyMax has now not got much space left in the system. But anyway, let's nudge it down. So let's have a quick check. That looks like a constraint at V6. Okay. Altitude constraint at 0. What's going on? Okay, let's what are we using? XS4A. I've already got Avitab open so I could check the approach. So if I go back, arrival, Essex, or Exus even. I see Elm Ox. Don't see. XS4A. Okay. So we've got. Oh wow. Okay. So we should have already started descending. We should be at 6,000 at Exusi. Right. So I didn't actually put that in correctly then. So we should have altitude constraint at whoa. Exusi should be at 6,000. Yes, so now it's worked out that we should have already been descending. So let's put this guy down. I'm not sure, I'll have to check what the final approach altitude is, but there we go. I'm going to start descending, and he's going to try, I think, and descend rapidly. He's also trying to drop the speed down to 250 straight away. Right, what's our approach? 5,000, okay. That's going to help. Okay, and I'm going to have to put the speed brakes out fully. There we go, they're just coming up now. Speed brakes, I think, tends to be a more American word for it. In Europe, we call them spoilers, because what they do is they spoil the airflow, and that causes the speed to drop. Speed brakes tends to be more American used, I think. And as I explained, is an American piece of software like Flight Simulator and P3D. They all tend to say speed brakes. So, of course, what's that one up there? I've got one here that I can see. V6? So V6 at 15,000 or below. Where's it getting that from? Where on earth did it pull that throb from? This is Exus 4A. V6. Runway 8, we should be flight level 150. That doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense at all. Okay, well, I've obviously done something wrong when I've read this, because this makes no sense to me at all. Do we have any text here? No. But yeah, makes no sense. Right, let's go and do performance for the approach. So, wind. Variable at 2 knots. Okay. So 000 at 2. Outside air temperature 25 and altimeter is 1017. Minimums. Okay, so minimums here for the ILS 200. We'll put the barrow in as well. It'll be 1686. We will do a full flap landing, yes. Currently got 11,000 nautical miles deviation. Nautical miles. 11,000 feet. Yeah, that one. Okay. Transition level, yes, I think it's still 5,000. It should be. Yeah. Okay. Now we should. Yeah, there we go. We can see ourselves. Lovely. So yeah, we're trying to catch up with the vertical deviation, as you can see. Currently descending very quickly due to having speed brakes deployed. But apart from a bit of a mix-up with me and the star, seems to be working okay. Let's just go here. So weather obtained, yes. Landing, yep. Barrow ref. Preset. Ooh, can we preset in here? Don't know. I might have preset, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Ecam status checked, approach data inserted, position nav aids page, yeah, whatever. Secondary pages don't need them. Auto brake as required. So if we go back to Avatar again, we can see Runway 8 right, 13,000 feet. We don't need auto brake. Anti-ice is required, not required. Descent checklist at 10,000 feet. Exterior light should be set. FLS data? I think landing? Maybe? We're about to hit 10,000, so let's put the landing lights on. Seatbelts on. Okay. Descent monitor check. Yep, we're checking that. Rate of descent as required. Not really, but we're trying to get back to it. Speed brakes as required. They are currently. Weather on EFIS as required. Weather is on. Nothing is showing. Holding pattern is required. Well, we're not going to be doing one of those today. Okay, so that's that done. Precision approach. Yes, that's us. Initial. Seatbelts on. Approach phase check. Okay, so we're nowhere near the approach phase yet. So we'll just wait for that. But we are getting closer. Now, engine sound. I don't know if this is the right engine sound. This sounds... I don't know, it sounds a bit whiny to me. This guy is meant to be very, very quiet. This just sounds a bit whiny. Now that's silent. That's silent. Strange. So, we are there. We're at 5,000 feet already. Which is good, because I don't know where our descent point is. I would guess that's the descent point. But we're good. We're good. Oh, just had a bit of a freeze. Not quite sure what that was about. Let's get the speed brakes back in. They are now armed, but that's fine because we're going to need to do that after. And the engines are throttling back. Cabin altitude is still dropping. Of course, the cabin altitude, well, it was trying to descend at it's trying to descend as fast as possible, but it can't do it at the exact same speed as the plane, because this plane came down like a ton of bricks, just because of the way I did it. But it's okay. We can see the terrain over on the second monitor. We can also see it here as well, but you can see it on the second monitor a bit better. 2,100 feet. That's fine, we're not too worried about that. It's gone pretty smoothly. However, I am rather disappointed with the frame rate. I just don't understand. We're back to 34 again now. We go and have a look at the graph. After I complained, we got up to 50. And we shot back down to 17. We're currently at 30. I don't know what's going on. It's not really behaving itself. So, yeah. I'm really not sure whether I should complain or not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the plane. I don't see anything that's actually wrong with it. Whether it's worth the amount of money it costs is a different question, but yeah, I don't see anything actually wrong. It would be nice if everything had been working at the very beginning, but yeah, it wasn't, of course, which was quite annoying. It would have been much better if they could have actually got the plane ready when they released it. But c'est la vie. Oh, we've got someone ahead of us. All Nippon Airlines 787-800. Also got a Lufthansa 320, Eurowings, Condor. Wow. Everyone's coming over from Munich. Over there, what's that? Jet 2, 737. Anyone else we can see around? Oh, Lufthansa CRJ 900 as well. 320 over there. Transavia, Brussels Airlines. That all Nippon is flying. Honor Air, Vueling, Atlas Global, Thomas Cook. Everyone's heading to Munich today. But we're the most important. We're Lufthansa and we're 350. We are the bosses. Okay, bit of cloud, always fun. Just do a last minute check of the system. So variable at 3:25 and 10:16. So we'll just update this. 3 and 10:16. Okay. Don't know what they want. I've given them everything they need. At least I think I have. Go to the cabin. Cabin lighting's fine. Water level's fine. The waste is fine. I don't know what they want from me. I don't know. And now we're just trundling along. $11 nautical miles to go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something. It might seem a little bit weird. I want to mess around. I want to see how this guy responds to manual controls. Yeah, alright. We got it. So, a bit laggy. More laggy than the 320. But then again, it's a much bigger bird. So I would expect that. Okay. Enough messing around. That was just me wanting to see how it responds to manual controls. And yeah, it is heavy. There is also an option in here for difficulty level, structural limits. So I have put them in as real. That's the default they came on, and I've left them as that. It feels okay. Of course, there are the settings within X-Plane themselves that you can also change. I haven't touched those, so those I believe are still at default. If we go here, sensitivity 50-50-50. So yeah, I haven't changed anything because there was nothing specific in the instructions about doing that. I don't know. Some aircraft tell you to change the settings, some of them don't. I don't really know which one's the best. If they don't tell me, I generally leave them. Especially as I'm just using a standard joystick, it doesn't... You don't get the... It's not as sensitive. If you buy one of the nice honeycomb yokes and things like that, then you're probably going to want to change your settings because it'll feel different. But in here, yeah, I don't really feel it, to be honest. See, now those shadows look smooth on parts and jagged on others. It's a little bit annoying, it's miffing me a bit. Don't know why it's doing that, because I did install that lovely plugin which works perfectly with some aircraft, and for some reason doesn't seem to work well with others. No clue why, just something that seems to happen. So we should be making a turn soon. Okay, of course I can't turn, can I? No. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, we should be making a turn soon over to there. There is Munich. No, it's not, that's far too small. Or maybe, no, that is Munich, it just hasn't rendered the buildings yet. The buildings haven't all been rendered, too far away from them. Right, you're going to descend now to flight level 50? Good, that's what I want you to do. And we're going to standardise now. I don't like this. I don't like that I have to click to change the wheel. It's not something I'm keen on doing. And we're going to hit the deceleration point. So there we go, we're going to start slowing. Not a big problem. Avianca's on approach, so they're going to beat me in there, I think. Most definitely. Turn the weather off, because there's no need for that anymore. I'm going to go to 10-mile view. So there's the Avianca. It is above me. Where's it going? It's going across. Maybe it's going to 8 left? Because we're going 8 right. Yes, they must be going 8 left if they're going across. Otherwise I'm not quite sure where they're approaching to. The viewling as well is going to pop in there before me. These cheeky guys. Ah, there we go. There's Munich. Now you can see it better. Can the pack see it? They can. They can see it. Nice. Okay. Still dropping the speed and descending at the same time. Gonna put the landing system on. If we check, I believe, excuse me, Beggen is there. Beggen I don't think, oh no, it is the start of the ILS, okay. We don't need that. So we're going to put the localizer on as we get close. Currently above though. Flaps to 1. Localizer and approach. Put them both on. We managed to pick up both of them. Nice. Thought we might miss them. And of course we are heavy, so we should theoretically get priority, but I don't think we're going to. So this is a test of the ILS, see how it works, whether it's working well. Seems to be though. Don't see any problems with it. Although we are really struggling here. Really struggling to maintain speed. To get the speed down. Engine's on idle. We just can't do it. So let's get the speed brakes out. Get that speed drop down.
2,500.
I said get that speed drop down. Of course he talked over the top of me. So at Fidber, I'll just double check. We're on the glide slope anyway, so it shouldn't be a big deal. The Fidber, which I think is here.
2,000.
I don't know what it is. This is here.
100 above.
The 4.1 mark. At that point, we should be at 2780.
Terrain.
Flaps to 2. This guy here is right in front of us. He's literally right in our eye line. Look at him. Why is he so low? I'm not going around. You're going to have to hurry up, mate. Flaps to 3. Gear down. That's the gear coming down. We are now overtaking him. Interesting. Flaps full. Okay. Now let's get those speed brakes back in.
1,000.
Now, of course, this isn't normal airmanship practice. I really should go around. But, I don't want to. It's not my fault that he's decided... Where is he? Can't even see him now. He's in the tree line. It's because they come down. For some reason, these guys come down really, really quickly.
500.
Mental. Right. Signs on, cabin ready, landing gear down, flaps,
400.
landing, spoilers
Hooray.
armed, speed brakes armed, no auto brakes, so
100 300.
I have control. Auto throttle is still
Minimum
maintained.
200. Minimum. $100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 30, 20, retard, 20,
That is not a good landing.
10, 10,
We are down. We're going to overtake the Vueling as we go. Reverse thrust, reverse green, and full reverse. Oh, and they applauded me. Lovely. Now that was an awful landing, I'll be honest. $70 knots. Reverse idle and reverse off. Okay. So it followed the SID, it followed the star, followed the ILS. I didn't land very well, but it did its job very, very well, must be said. Once we get off the runway, I will switch back to your control, I think. Why am I going up there? It's here. No, it's not. Press the button. Come on. Here we go. What is this? What is that meant to be? I think that's where the overhead, what's it called? The virtual HUD thing comes from. Okay, so the brakes are going to cool down on their own, not a big deal. Let's go and put the after landing checklist note out. Right, we didn't do any of that. Well, we did all of it. So, back, after landing, there we go. Ground spoilers disarmed. Flaps to 0. Retract flaps. There we go. APU master switch on. Right, before we go anywhere, a quick look on ABS, see where we need to head. We are here. From looking at the size of the... what's it called? Gates, I guess we need to go to here, Whiskey, which is quite a long way. So, APU master switch on. Let's get these strobe lights turned off. And the landing lights turned off. We do not need the taxi lights, it's perfectly good weather. APU page, yes. APU push, on. Wait for the APU to become available. And yeah, we're going to have a fairly long taxi now. So I'll give it a bit of welly. Just to try and get us moving. But yeah, welcome ladies and gents to Munich, Lufthansa's second base. I don't know which one they would consider their main base. I think one is more for international, one's for domestic or European. Okay, so APU is available. APU bleed on. Anti-ice not required. Landing lights off. Nose lights. Okay, I didn't really want to put them on, but whatever. Runway turn off lights also need to be on. These are usually weather dependent or day of night dependent. Brake temperature is good. So now it's the parking. Now we can pull the throttle back, we don't need all that power anymore. Good old Lufthansa. Is it my imagination or did he just get fatter? See, there's a Lufthansa 319 on go around. Let's turn this off. We don't need to see that Lufthansa aircraft are going around. Oh wow! That's an interesting texture we've got there. Because that's not the real thing. It's not what they really look like. Bridges don't tend to go up like that in that strange fashion. You know, you do have a bit of a flat bit normally. Okay, so we're not going to take this turn, we're going to take the next one onto Whiskey 1. And I better put the brakes on for this turn. And we'll find somewhere to park. Somewhere with a nice big gate would be preferable. In fact, you know what? There's something I would really like to try out. So let's just see. Do we have here anywhere that has 2 gates? Because, you know, it does happen in real life. A380s come, they need 2 gates, there's one. And there's another. Okay, so we came in the wrong side. If we go and park next to that Singapore, can we still turn? Yes, we could. We can still turn. Right. Let's turn here then. Let's turn the traffic off as well. Not necessary anymore. Neither are VORs and ADFs. So yeah, we'll go and park next to the Singapore, and we will see if the stuff, completely forgotten the word now. We'll see if I can get 2 gates to connect at once. Okay, I'm not sure if this is actually the right taxi line for us. I think it probably isn't. It says max span 36 meters. I think we're going to clip that if we do that. So let's go for the center one instead. It would make more sense. I don't like this banging noise. You get this in some of the aircraft. It sounds more like a flat tire. I understand when you're on the runway and you hear it, because if you go over the concrete slabs it can be that kind of noise, but here you shouldn't really be getting it, not really. So, gate 110. I'm going to try do this in one move without going into an outside view. Let's see. How bad were we? Oh, not that bad actually. I thought it was going to be much worse than that. There we go. Set parking brakes. No, he's not responding to me again. Okay, so nose lights off, runway turn off lights off, engine master switches off, seatbelt sign off. What do you mean? Oh, the APU generator was off. That was stupid. Why did he not tell me to put the APU generator on? These checklists are not completely correct. This happened to me last time as well. If I try following the checklist, I'm missing steps. Alright, let's turn the fuel pumps off then. Where are the fuel pumps? Where are they? Here. Okay, that's the fuel pumps off. We will not bother securing the thing today. No need for that. Now, what happens in SAM? SAM only recognises one door. I think he recognises 2 jetways, but only one door, which is disappointing. that he only recognises the one. Yeah, not much I can do about that. Okay, so that is us done. Arrived safely in Munich. Everything good. Oh, and that guy suddenly turned to an Air France rather than Singapore. Singapore just vanished into thin air. Nice. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully it's given you a bit of an insight into how the plane behaves. So I'll see you soon, and goodbye.